You all right?
Pete the cameraman just asked me if I need to go for a lie down. And the answer is always yes.
Anyway, this weekend's good weather has us all looking forward to warmer days spent in the garden, and with summer right around the corner. This morning we're trying trying out the perfect sweet treat to enjoy while soaking up the rays.
Yes, and also making use of some of your garden's bounty. Nicola Halloran is here. She is going to be showing us how to make her delicious berry crumble recipe.
Good morning. It'll get you in a good mood anyway.
Yes, we are flying for here today.
So this is a really nice summer recipe, and we were kind of saying earlier on that you could actually grow some of these berries in your garden at the moment, which is great. My granddad used to be a really big fan of growing tomatoes, and the odd time he would grow strawberries alongside it.
Gorgeous.
And there's nothing better than fruit that's been kind of homegrown. There's just this like sense of accomplishment when you go to eat it, but equally the taste is just absolutely amazing. Now, if you can't get your hands on, seeds, or you don't really feel the need to do it, fresh local produce is just perfect as well. So we've got some mixed berries going in, some raspberries, some blackberries, and some strawberries. So I've just sliced the strawberries slightly because they're quite big at this time of the year. And then some castor sugar going in here. So about 3 to 5 tablespoons. Now that seems a lot, but it's a guide. So you need to taste your raspberries and your strawberries and blackberries ahead of time to see
if they're sweet enough anyway.
If they're sweet enough, yes. So these ones that I'm using today, I've only used 3 tablespoons because they really were super sweet when I tried them. So a little bit of castor sugar in there, and let it kind of sit for a couple of minutes while you do the crumble, and the sugar will start to kind of absorb into the fruit. And actually, if you did want to just have a few berries sitting around, a little bit of castor sugar over them is just amazing.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I love crumble.
Yeah, and the beauty about crumble is we're going to do the crumble kind of mixture now, and you can use absolutely anything as the base. You could do apple and blackberry, you could do rhubarb, the possibilities are endless. Even at Christmas time, I like to use mincemeat. Yeah, so really, really nice. So we've got a little bit of flour in here and then some butter. So this is kind of the only time-consuming stage of it. You have to be patient.
Really? So just
lifting it up and crumbling it with your hands. So getting the butter and the flour to mix together.
And it's good to have gloves. Is that are you wearing gloves for that reason?
Yeah, to be honest, you don't want to get it all over your hands. It's just a little bit more hygienic. Now, if you were at home and you didn't want to use gloves, it's going into a perfectly hot oven, so any germs will burn off anyway. But well, you need to wash your hands, exactly. But just overall, you don't really want to get it into your hands and your nails and that kind of thing.
How long do you have to do this for?
It's a little process. Actually, every time I do it, I sort of say, next time I'll use the food processor. But there is something very rewarding about doing these kind of processes yourself.
I would have the patience. And tell me, do you use an unsalted butter or
unsalted butter? Yeah, but like a regular butter works as well. Whatever you have on hand. It's a very forgiving recipe as well because you're just sprinkling over the crumble. It's not like you need anything to kind of rise or anything like that. And this is a great one to get the kids involved in as well. Kind of introduce.
Yeah, no.
Could you melt the butter though?
No, that's
room temperature butter.
No. So it has to be cold butter in order to get the crumble, because if you melt the butter, you're going to end up with a bit of a paste going in, and you need that nice crumbly texture.
So not even room temperature, Nicola? You'd have it out of the fridge?
Cold, yeah. Keep it in the fridge, slice it up, and then bring it out straight away. Now, you could do it in the food processor as well, and you'd be done by now, but,
We'll come back to you at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're until 10,
6 weeks later. But no, you want to get it until it's perfectly crumbly. So I've got a few bits that are already crumbled in there, but you would want to give it a little bit more time. And then we've got some brown sugar going in. I love the brown sugar because it's really, really rich. And then you want to go in again with the hands there and just break it up. It tends to kind of clump a little bit as it gets warm. So make sure you're mixing it up. And then what I also like to do for the crumble as well is add some almonds and some oats as well to give it an extra little bit of texture. So I've just kind of mixed those together. And I suppose you are right, it's a little bit messy. I'm even making a bit of a mess here.
So the almonds, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Oh,
I'm going in.
Yeah,
already.
And you can add extra seeds and things as well to it. If you wanted to do some pumpkin seeds or some sunflower seeds to have a little bit more of a crunch on top. And then once it's kind of nice and crumbly, you're just going to sprinkle it over. Like, it's very, very easy to do. And what you can also do as well, I would, if I was having people over, maybe do it in advance and then just heat it up. So have it fully baked. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes at 200 degrees. And what you can do is have it kind of browned and then just heat it up for 5 or 10 minutes in the oven again. And equally, if you do find that the crumble process is a bit arduous, what you can do is you can make a double batch and freeze it, and you can actually then use the crumble straight from the freezer.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it?
It's one of my mum's tricks. She's a massive, massive kind of user of freezer tricks. So,
really?
Yeah.
And I'd be a big fan of even more crumble. Can you fire on, like, fill that right up to the top?
Yeah, exactly. You could definitely kind of change the ratios, maybe even do a double batch of crumble to one kind of batch of the berries as well.
It's simple, isn't it? But it's lovely.
So tasty. It's just really comforting, isn't it?
Do you have to line the bottom of the tray and stuff as well?
No, that's the beauty about crumble as well, because like when you make an apple tart or a berry tart or anything, you've got to roll the pastry, you've got to kind of, you know, grease the tin, you've got to blind bake it. There's so many steps, but a crumble, you literally just bung it all in, put it in the oven and let it do its thing.
And did you do these ones individually?
Yeah, so I did
these
those
aren't just
ones.
portions, you actually baked them in this?
Baked them in that, yeah. So you could portion them out afterwards, but I kind of like, if I'm doing it for a few people, to have everyone with their own portion. It looks lovely when you're serving it, and it means that everyone kind of gets their fair share of berries and crumble. Because if you're a crumble lover, you might kind of, you know, portion it a little bit in your favour. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Well, there you go. That's all the proof you need. It was absolutely delicious. An empty bowl. I would lick it clean if I could. Nicola, thank you so much. That was absolutely delicious. What do you think?
I'm deleting.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Really good, really good.
Right.
Thank you, Nicola.
Coming up after 9, one of Ireland's greatest sporting heroes, Padraig Harrington, joins us on the week golf courses reopens. Very exciting. I said for all the people able to get out yesterday.
And we chat up with the former Miss Universe Ireland, Fionnuala O'Reilly, on her love of science and what it's like to work for NASA. This is a crowd. Can't wait to talk to her. Don't go anywhere.